The Sim World Racing presents the All-American Racing.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Daytona Beach, Florida. Stop number 25 for the All-American Racing League Cup Series here at the Daytona International Speedway, the Walt Disney World 240, 96 laps around the 2.5-mile Daytona Superspeedway. Thanks for joining us here on the Sim World Racing Network. The second last race of the 2024 regular season brings the cars and stars of the All-American Racing League Cup Series to Daytona. So happy you could join us as the clock ticks down on the final few seconds of practice as we look forward to pole qualifying here from Daytona just momentarily. We'll take a quick look at the All-American Racing League Cup Series Championship regular season standings coming into race 25. You can see Alan Bledsoe leads the way by 30 points over Dave Lafano, 40 points back to Brendan Mathia, and 70 points back to James Nelson, and then 72 back to Michael Kurgelek, the top five. All the drivers you see on screen in blue are locked into our 10-race chase for the championship. The drivers in green are either a win away or just a few points away from locking themselves in to the chance at a championship fight. So cars we'll keep our eyes on tonight: Chad Snyder, Tyrone Yo, Michael Boone, and Larry Garnes, all on the cusp of clinching their spots for the playoffs. As we get set for qualifying here, we'll bring up the qualifying dual screen so you can see the times on the left-hand side of your screen. Looks like 20 cars so far signed in at the pit booth. We have some cars headed out on track, which means we are going to see who is quickest out of those drivers. Daytona 500 pole sitter and fastest in qualifying that day was the number 2 of Tyrone Yo. He is out on track right now. Cam Harris joining us tonight in his Mobile 1, number 27, back in the field. Riley Hoots in his number 91 Dr. Pepper Cherry machine out there on the track also. We got Dave Hara. He is sitting on pit road waiting for his time to shine. Curtis Sabrin in the 54 Monster Energy machine enters turn 3 on his warm-up lap. Jim Hubble, fastest car tonight in AARL Cup Series practice, will head up on to the Speedway to start his chance at a pole position. Other drivers in the field: Michael Kurgelek in his number 41 Butt Kicker 4. Dave Lafano III in the Assault Motorsports Graham Collision Toyota is right there on your screen. Ken Pack also tonight out there in his number 16 Prisma Healthcare number Camaro. Sorry about that. Kyle Purcell joins us again this week. He drives that number 01 machine, headed down into corner 1 on his first of 2 laps. We'll keep an eye on the timer on the left-hand side of the screen. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in qualifying. Got to get the laps in quick as it takes a while to get around this speedway 3 times. Reminder, 2.5 miles of distance, 96 laps, 240 miles total tonight here from Daytona. Under the lights as the sun sets over Daytona Beach and the end of a beautiful afternoon here at the Speedway. Curtis Sabrin and Tyrone Yo set 2 times. There's Kurgelek. He will jump up into second with a 4.9933. Riley Hoots across the line. See where he jumps to. He will go 5th quick, 5.0454. Purcell's first lap of 54.11. Brendan Mathia, 5.0600. Second quick there. Jim Hubble, he jumps up to a 4.9928. Harris in there in 5th right now. Down the back straightaway, Hoots goes. We'll flip over to Curtis Sabrin as he works his way through 3 and 4 off of turn 4, back down across the start finish line here. See if he can better his time of 4.9896. Will he do it? No, he doesn't go slower. 4.9498, but 4.9895 for Kerslak. That'll be a fast time. It'll put him on the pole on his second lap. We have a tie, it looks like, though. Now we got some cars, a couple cars quicker than that. 4.9878 for Purcell. Hoots goes 1/1000 slower. Brendan Mathia 3/1000 slower. So lots of cars still out there turning laps. Let's see here. Dave Lafano will come off of turn 4. See if he can improve on his 10th current position. Winner of the Daytona 500 and the Atlanta Super Speedway race at the start of the year. Two Super Speedway wins under the belt for Dave Lafano so far this year. Tyler Nelson making a start here with us this afternoon in the 85 Camaro, son to James Nelson, sorry about that, as we see the 85 working his way through turns 1 and 2. Keeps the car right on the yellow line down the back straightaway. So just under 1 minute of qualifying. Bledsoe crosses the line with a 4.99999 for 15th quickest. So just 1.120 separates the top 15 cars on time as Kyle Purcell continues to hold the pole position. As Nelson comes around, completes his first lap. He'll be a 5.0088 on his first lap for Tyler. Don't think he'll have enough time to complete this second one as he works his way through turns 1 and 2. So Larry Garnes in the field also. He has 14th spot right now locked in. And we have Alan Bledsoe in the American Tire Distributors, number 42. Few cars have not taken time. We got Kelly Thomas, Tom Osborne, James Nelson, Eric Thornton, and Travis Rodriguez. As time ticks down on qualifying here, there's the standings as they sit currently with the expiration of qualifying. Kyle Purcell will be the pole sitter tonight for the Walt Disney World 240. So as we get set for the field to form up, we will take a second here to step away and be right back for the starting lineup and the start of the Walt Disney World 240. As the field starts to take shape on pit road, 21 cars looks like we will have in the field tonight. Late joiner Travis Rodriguez able to get in the nick of time. He will be on the grid with us tonight. So 21 cars for 96 laps around Daytona. As we wait for the final few cars to grid up here, looks like everyone is in the lineup and ready to roll here momentarily from Daytona. As the starting lineup is on the screen for tonight's race, it looks like as I mentioned earlier, Kyle Purcell from the pole with a 4.9878. Outside him, Riley Hoots just 1/1000th of a second off the pace. Going from row number 2, the number 99, that's Brendan Mathai. Outside him will be the 41 of Mike Kurgelek. Curtis Sabrin in the 54 will go from 5th. Ken Pack in the 16 will start 6th. The 4th row inside, Dave Hare in his 15. Outside will be the 51 of Jim Hubble. Cameron Harris in the 27 and Tyrone Yo Jr. will go off from the 5th row. Dave Lurfano and Chad Snyder go from row number 6. Josh Hetrick's making an appearance here, a rare start with the AARL Cup Series. He will doing that number 25 car from the 13 starting spot. Outside him in 14th will be Larry Garnes' 20. Alan Bledsoe in the 42 and Tyler Nelson in the 85 will make up row number 8. Row 9 will see Kelly Thomas in the number 28 and Eric Thornton in the number 88. Start in that row. And the 10th row, James Nelson in the 75, the AutoServe 75, Travis Rodriguez in his number 79 will go from the 20th position. And then last on the field, Tommy Osborne in his number 1 machine. He will start from the shotgun position on the field in 21st. The field rolls through turns number 3 as we get set to go racing here momentarily from Daytona. Purcell and Hoots, Mathia and Kurgelek, Sabrin and Peck, Hera and Hubble, row 1 through 4. Then you got Harris, Tyrone, Lurfano and Snyder on that next row. Hetrick and Garnes make up the next row as they roll into the Geico restart zone. We are almost set to go for 96 laps here at the Walt Disney World. 240 from Daytona into the restart zone. Down to the green flag. The green light is on, the flag is waving, and we are racing at Daytona. Two by two, 10 rows deep. They work their way into turn number 3. Out in front is the 91 of Riley Hoots. He is able to sneak down across in front of the nose of the number 01 as they work off of turn number 4, looking to complete lap number 1. Still Riley Hoots leading the way. Hoots getting some help from the 01 there as they cross the line. 1 down, 95 to go. A 3-car mini breakout there with Hoots, Purcell and Mathia leading the way there on that inside row. Then it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 behind them. As the sun go down, the lights come up here from Daytona. Everyone jockeying for some positions. Keep the pedal to the metal as best they can around this 2.5 mile super speedway. Lots of speed in these cars tonight. You're going to see lots of bumping, lots of banging, lots of drafting, and the best car may not be the winner of tonight's race. It's the guy who is the luckiest at the end of the night. Earlier this season at the Daytona 500, the caution came out on the final lap after 3 attempts at a green right checkered, and Dave Lurfano, right place at the right time. He was able to snag the victory by about the width of a slice of paper, I would say. Now we got to move as Hoots gets roaded up off the bottom. He will join the outside line now as they work down the back straight. Now Purcell going to come up to the outside line and make the block, but he's not clear. He'll get into the wall as that'll let Mathia and Sabrin on the bottom roll into first and second. Now they're door to door on the entry to turn number 3 as they work their way 2 by 2 there through turns 3 and 4. Not seeing too much aggression yet out of the field. Still early in this one, only lap number 4. With Purcell now back out in front on that top line, getting some help from Riley Hoots, Mike Kurgelek, Ken Pack, James Hubble. Cam Harris and Tyrone Yo, but as I say that, Kerslak looks to the bottom. He will cut the front of the 99 car off, and he will move up to the inside of the second place car, the 91 O'Reilly Hoots, as they work through turns 3 and 4. This time across the line, looks like Kerslak will nose out ahead, and he will get credit with leading that lap as they work back down to turn number 1. Looks like a couple cars have lost their draft already. That is Travis Rodriguez and Tommy Osborne there. A little further back on the screen in the 79 and the 1 respectively as the field works its way through turns 3 and 4. Back down across the line to complete lap number 5. Stages will come quick and fast here tonight. Stage number 1 will end at lap 21, and then stage 2 will be at the completion of lap 57. So lap 21 and 57 are the numbers to remember for stage endings as the field works down the back straightaway. Still side by side, nose to tail. 5 rows deep here as they work in the corner number 3. Kerslak is the man on the point at this point in that Ford Mustang, working out of turn number 4 down through the tri-oval again to the start-finish line. Lots of drivers in this one still hungry for their first win of the season. A group of drivers have more than one win, and a couple drivers with one win on the year. Leading the win column so far this season, the 99 of Brendan Mathai. He has 6 victories. Right behind him, though, his teammate Alan Bledsoe with 5. Larry Stubblefield has 4 on the year. Dave Lurfano, after his last corner pass at Michigan 2 weeks ago, he has 3 wins on the season. Kyle Purcell with 2 wins. Travis Rodriguez picked up his first ever win in the All-American Racing League Cup Series at the last Super Speedway race at Talladega. And then backed that up with a win on the Chicago Street Course, so he has 2 wins. And then the guys with 1 win so far in the season, Kelly Thomas in that number 28 machine, and Eric Thornton in the 88, both 1 win respectively. As the field again still works through the trial down into turns 1 and 2. Patience is the name of the game tonight. Nowhere to go too quickly, as a draft is really the key determiner of who is going to be fast tonight. Make sure you're in the right spot at the right time come the end, but putting yourself in that position is half the battle. As here we work on the completion of lap number 8, and the outside line looks to be losing a little steam there, as the inside line able to charge ahead and get the first car 4 cars clear of that outside line. No one jumping up to make use of that top line yet as they continue to run single file on the bottom. Right now it's Mike Kerslak in the number 41. Behind him, Brendan Mathai in the Aileron, number 99. Then we got Curtis Sabrin in the 54 Monster Energy Toyota Camry. And then we got 2 cars side by side battling for 4th. On the inside, that is the Dave Hare 15. And on the outside of him is the 01 Kyle Purcell machine. Back down across the start-finish line they come, clicking these last laps off. Fast and furious here in this one. It's nice to see the 25 back in the field with us tonight. That's Josh Hetrick's longtime competitor with the All-American Racing League. Has been on the sidelines for most of the season, but he will join us tonight in that beautiful number 25 capital signs Toyota Camaro. The Assault Motorsports number 25 right there behind his teammate. The number 8 of Dave Lurfano in the Graham Collision number 8 Toyota. And then right behind him in the 3rd Toyota is the 26 of Chad Snyder, looking to make his way into the playoffs tonight with a big win or a good points finish will propel him both into the playoffs. Either way will work for the 26 of Snyder tonight. Up front, though, continues to be the Courage Elect 41, leading the way over the 99 of Matthias Sabrin. Now, Hera able to clear the 01 here. He holds on to fourth. Now Dave Lafano looks to the inside of the 01 off of turn number 2. See if he can get that spot. They work their way down the back straightaway. A good run by the top side there on corner exit. But the bottom seems to be the quick way around. A good bump there on the left-hand side of the screen from the 99 to the 41 will open up a bit of a gap to the back to the front of the 54 car. Right on board the spoiler cam on the number 41, the Gamer Tube Elite cam. There's a nice little bump from the 99 as they head down through the Geico restart zone and the tri-oval down across the line. Complete lap number 12. Sorry, lap number 11. There you see a good shot of the outside row. Still 4 cars deep trying to make it work up there. Not having much luck quite yet, but they aren't going to give up as the bottom line nose to tail around the bottom of turns 1 and 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Still the closest battle on the track is for the 4th position between the 15 of Hare, the 01 of Purcell, the Riley Hoots 91 also right there with Dave Lafano holding the inside line there. Second car on the inside of that battle, a group of 4 as now he'll close the gap to the back of the 15 as they work off at turn number 4. Few more cars have lost the draft here early in this one. That's the Thomas 27, the Thomas 28 and the Cam Harris 27. Are a little bit off the note. Sorry, it's just looks to be just the 18 of Travis Rodriguez. Now that's James Nelson back there with him. So I apologize. 2 cars there, a little bit off the back of the field, but 2 cars further back behind them. That's the one of Tommy Osborne and Tyler Nelson in the 85. As we'll keep an eye though here as we got a big move on the outside. Looks like the 99 said it's go time. He jumped up to the top lane. Now he's getting a big push from the 01 off of turn number 4 back down through the tri-oval across the start finish line. It's going to look like the 99 is going to jump to the lead and he's going to cross it back over, go back down to the bottom lane as they work through 3 down through the tri-oval into 1 and 2. This time through 1 and 2, Purcell's got a good run on the outside with a big push from the Hoots 91. He is going to break and clear the front of the 99. Mathia Machine still going to hold that top group, not going quite anywhere quite yet as he looks to continue to move around the top here. Keeping those 2 teammates separated, the 91 and the 99 at this point not able to get locked together quite yet as they're running in 2 different lines. This time off turn 4, Jim Hubble gets way up there, almost got onto the outside wall, was able to keep it off the fence, and he will continue. No bubbles, no troubles for the 51 of Hubble. Back down through turns 1 and 2, the field still double file, right through the top 10, back into about the 16th position as this group of cars has able to kept the pack together for the good portion of the first stage. Now Riley Hoots looks to make a move to the inside line. He is going to pull down in front of his teammate Brendan Mathia. Now, as I spoke earlier, teammates who like to push hard and get some speed together when they are together. So we'll see what can happen here with the 91 and the 99 now locked together through the tri-oval. Here we come down across the line. Hoots will lead lap number 16 as we work back towards turn number 1. Inside gets a big push there through turns 1 and 2. He's going to let the first 3 cars clear the outside row, but they will continue to along the yellow line. Is a big bump there from the 99 on the back of Hoots into turn number 3. Field works his way back down through the trial of Riley Hoots. Still the car in control at this point as they cross the line. Hoots, Mathia, Kurzalek, the top 3. Sabrin, Purcell, 4th and 5th. And you got Ken Pack, Dave Hara, Dave Lerfano, and Jim Hubble right there rounding out the back half of the top 10. Right on board the QFRL roof cam on top of the number 99 Chevy Camaro, headed down into turn number 3 and 4, right on the back bumper. Ooh, got a little taste of the apron there. That got him a little out of shape. Able to hold on to it, not lose too much ground, and he will now get a good run up to the back bumper of the 91. Good shove down through the tri-oval here. So we work lap number 20, just a couple laps to go before the end of stage number 1 at the completion of lap number 21. So if you can see there a little further up on the screen, looking like the tail end of the field is just at the end of this straightaway. So hopefully they can remain on the lead lap here over the next lap and a half as we work our way to the end of stage 1, where the stage points will be awarded. One bonus playoff point will also be awarded to the stage winner, and then 10 regular season points subtracted 1 as we work down. Ooh, we got some side drafting and some dipping and diving as we come to 1 to go on the stage. So we're looking to see who can pick up the big stage win as Hillbilly now takes control of that outside lane with Curtis Sabrin pushing him, and then Eric Thornton behind them. But it's still the Hoots, Mathia, lane. It looks like Lerfano got on the apron that time through 1 and 2, so that's going to lose him some spots. Obviously not too catastrophic here as we work towards the end of the stage. Looks like that inside line, though, is going to push its way and propel itself into the top handful of spots as they are now all clear of the 15 of Hera. Now Purcell pulls out a line, see if he can get a run down the straightaway. Bledsoe looks to outdo him, but not going to happen as they're still pushing as they come down across the line. Looks like Riley Hoots, Brendan Mathia, Mike Kurzalek will be the top 3 in this one. Hoots, Mathia, Kurzalek, Sabran, Purcell, Bledsoe, Hera, Thornton, Dave Lerfano, and Josh Hetricks, your top 10 at the end of stage 1. Pretty uneventful stage 1. No trouble yet. No caution out on the Speedway. First one is for the end of stage 1. So we are going to step away for a brief second, and when we come back, we will cover the pit stops here from Daytona, the Walt Disney World 240 on the SimWorld Racing Network, the All-American Racing League Cup Series, race number 24 of the regular season. 2 races to go, 1 after tonight. So we'll be right back. As the field works its way out of turn number 4, pit road should open this time by for the cars as they will head down and fill the tank full of ethanol E85 Sunoco fuel, 4 fresh sets of Goodyear tires possibly, although not required definitely here at Daytona. Everyone, 20 of the cars remain on the lead lap. The 85 of Tyler Nelson unfortunately lost a lap there at the end of that one. But there you can see the field heading down pit road. We'll keep a track of the time of their pit stops to see what the consensus is. A couple cars definitely missed their pit stops as we see someone backing up. Jim Hubble, sorry, a little bit confused as to where his pit stall is. 41 will be the first car off of pit road. He will be followed by the 42 Bledsoe, 91, 99, 54, 01, 88, 16, 8, 75, 27, 28.79, and then Jim Hubble in the 51 will be the race off of pit road. So Courage Luck as the winner off of pit road will be the control car on the next restart as we are getting set to go. So it looks like there was a little bit of contact there on the last lap. See what happened. Oh yeah, Dave just gets off the track and then a bunch of guys kind of just bump into each other and then everyone's able to continue for sure, but then a couple guys just not realizing the caution flag is out and they have pretty substantial damage to the front of the 26, but he should have been able to get that repaired on that caution on pit road. Looks like the crew was able to work its magic and get that all straightened back out, so he will join the tail end of the field. Up front though, like I mentioned, Mike Kurgelek will be the leader of this one as we work our way back down to the start-finish line. Hoping to see the 1 to go signal this time at the line. And it is. The lights are out on the iRacing pace car. That will see the field double up behind them. Front row will be the Kurgelek 41 and the Bledsoe 42. Row number 2 will see the 91 of Hoots, the 99 of Mathia. Row number 3 will be Curtis Sabrin and Kyle Purcell. Row 8 will be Eric Thornton and Ken Pack. The next row back should be the 8 of Lorfano. Outside him, the AutoServe 75 of James Nelson. 27, Cam Harris. 28, new look for that machine tonight. The Kelly Thomas 28 we used to see in the Haviland paint job. He's got the Exxon Mobil 1 paint job on there tonight, and he will be outside Cam Harris. I think. Maybe not. I could be wrong. It's been known to happen. As the field doubles up down the back straightaway in the hands of the Kurgelek 41 this time, we will look for the green flag off of turn number 4. You're watching the SimWorld Racing Network and the All-American Racing League Cup Series, the Walt Disney World 240 from Daytona International Speedway. Coming down to the Geico restart zone for the restart of the race at the start of stage number 2 here. That will take us to the end of lap 57, where we will display the caution flag for the next, the end of stage number 2. Here we go as the field rolls into Geico restart zone. Looks like Kurgelek on the gas. He's going to open up a bit of a gap, but the Hoots 91 should be able to close that right back in. They work down into turn number 2. Now Hoots looking to the outside, trying to get behind the 99 of Mathia and the Bledsoe 42 there. The 3 teammates nose to tail, top 3 on the top row as they work their way through 1 and 2. Hoot's got a little bit of a speed wobble. They're able to regain that. Now they will move back down to the bottom, take that bottom line away from Kerjelek, and they will now lead the pack down the back straightaway. The field back up to full song here as they work their way through turns 3 and 4 on lap number 26 of 96. This time across the line we will have 70 laps to go. Race leader right now, Alan Bledsoe in the American Tire Distributor number 42. Still those first 3 cars on the inside. The 42, the 99, the 91 leading the way over the 41 there. Kerjelek in third. Sorry, make that fourth on his outside is the 01 of Purcell as the first row. First battle side by side here on the exit of turn number 2. Big push from the 99 on the entry to turn number 3. Looks like Tyler Nelson with some issues on the number 85. He has that car back down on pit road at this time. So outside looks to make a bit of a surge here through the front straightaway down into turns 1 and 2. Lose a bit of a ground as Kem Pack gets a little wobbly-dobbly there through the middle of turns 1 and 2, and down the back straightaway they go. Carl Purcell able to slip down across the nose of the 42. He's going to bring some help with them as Kem Pack, Cam Harris, and Travis Rodriguez now all find their way up into the top 5 here. On lap number 30, Kelly Thomas there, the 28 car. He's going to hold on to that top line as there's 3 cars up there working hard together down the back straight. Now it looks like the 54 is going to jump up. That's Sabrin. He is going to go to work on the back bumper, those 3, but the first 2 here, the 16 and the 01 of Pack and Purcell, open up that bottom lane, push it right through to the front again this time. Out of turn number 4, now we got the 3 teammates headed back to the top side of the track as they work their way now. Looks like they're going to make easy work of these 2 cars out front on the bottom line. But now Cam Harris will drop down and give the 16 a little bit of a help down into turn number 1. Kerjelek right there. Also don't count him out of the mix, as Purcell gets a big push from Pack through the middle of 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway side by side. Side by side, 4, 5 rows deep this time. Through the tri-oval they'll go. Who's going to be the leader at the line? Looks to be the 42 that time. Across the line will nose ahead and lead that lap. Lap number 31 in the books. Clean and green so far after 31 laps this evening. Just past 9 o'clock Eastern here from the SimWorld Racing Network studio in Canada. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Glad you could tune in as that top row gets a good push down into turn number 3. See if the bottom side able to use the shorter route to their advantage through the corner and bring it back up even. Not able to do it quite yet as the 99 kind of runs a mid lane trying to block both the top and the bottom lane, but it's going to be Bledsoe continuing to lead at the line this time as they work back down to turn 1. Three cars a little farther back off the lead pack draft. That is the Hetrick 25. Looks like the 15 a hair, and that's Hoots number 96. Sorry, not the Hoots 91. That is the 26 of Chad Snyder back there. Those three cars holding just short off the back of the pack. Hopefully trying to avoid any potential cautions. So we got a new car leading the pack on the inside. That is Rodriguez, Travis Rodriguez in the 79. Toyota works his way to the inside. Now he is going to pull even with second spot as they work across the line. Down into turn 1, the bottom has a bit of extra momentum through the corners, but the top seems to be able to pull on the straightaways as they work their way out of turn number 2. The top still has a clear advantage as three cars will be clear of the inside row. Through turns 1 and 2, the inside pulls even with the outside now as they work off of turn number 2. Rodriguez able to sneak his nose out in front of the 42 of Bledsoe as they work down the back straightaway. Couple cars making some lane changes back there. That's the 75 auto serve machine. That is James Nelson in that Ford Mustang as they're still side by side up front, 4-5 rows deep. Now the top able to push clear of the bottom as they work down into through the triover. Take a look from the GamerTube Elite spoiler cam this time through 1 and 2. Now the bottom gets a good surge as we will see Travis Rodriguez pull pretty even with the outside row this time through turns 1 and 2 as they work down the back straightaway. A big push from the outside row will get them pretty clear. The first three cars clear of the inside row now. Will they make the move down to the inside? Not quite. Oops, sorry, wrong camera. Not quite yet as they're going to hold on the top. Looks like the four cars on the outside have definitely had an advantage there. It looks like it's time for pit stops, so as a bunch of the Toyotas hard onto the brakes, getting down onto pit road, everyone able to keep the cars pointed in the right direction. So good for those guys. They're able to get on a pit road, a nice group of them, so they won't be left high and dry. Looks like 7 cars able to make it onto pit road together that time. As we'll start to see them cycle back out. Hopefully no one gets left behind. As we got possibly a few penalties, as there is still some cars sitting on pit road. No, that's the Nelson 85. He has the mechanical black flag and is getting it looked at. But the pit's first group will join back up to the field as the field here continues through the tri-oval. Still haven't So we'll still need to come down to pit road, obviously, but currently they are working on the outside of, inside the pit window almost, as they work side by side out of turn number 2. So as the 26 of Chad Snyder gets eaten up by the field this time out of turn number 2, he's going to lose a lap right there. Remember, these guys will have to pit, so they will have to come down pit road, and he will try to get that lap back and hold on to it here till the end of stage number 2, which will be at lap number 57. The completion of lap 57 will be the end of stage number 2. The field works its way still down the back straightaway, or sorry, through the front straightaway travel down into turn number 1. Kind of two groups on the track right now. You have this middle group of the 12 and the 51 and the 20, 12th and 13th. Then you have the group that all pitted together a little further back as they're just now headed through turns 3 and 4. You got Purcell, Rodriguez, Lerfano, Hetrick, and the Hillbilly, Dave Hara, the Gamer Tube Elite number 15, will bring up the rear of this group as they work their way across the line, completing their 40th lap of 96. We got 56 to go here for the end of this one. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we have stage number 2 here coming up shortly, about 14 to 15 laps from now. So as the front of the field continues to work under green through turns 1 and 2, still looking to come down to pit road here at some point. They continue to drive those side by side, 5 rows deep as they work their way down the back straightaway. Lots of bumping and shoving here in the middle part of stage number 2. This field works its way around to complete the 43rd lap of the event as we get ever so near to the halfway point here of the Walt Disney World 240 from Daytona International Speedway. Just off the beach of Daytona. Under the lights tonight for 240 miles, the SimWorld Racing Network brings you the All-American Racing Race 25 of the regular season. So tonight and one more before we wrap up the regular season and start the 10-race chase to the playoffs. The top 16 drivers who have locked themselves into the playoffs will have a go for the championship. 3 rounds, same as the Cup Series. Round of 16, round of 12, round of 4 rounds, I guess. Round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, and we'll whittle it down to 4, and we'll go at it at Phoenix, just like the big dogs, to crown our 2024 All-American Racing League Cup Series champion. Field continues to work its way under green, back down across the start-finish line, completing trip number 44 around the 2.5-mile Speedway. Currently 1 car, 1 lap down. That is Chad Snyder in his number 26. There on the far right-hand side of the screen, able to tag the back of the lead lap group here, and hopefully we'll be able to be either in a lucky dog position or able to get his lap back the old-fashioned way once all these guys pit. So we'll see how that all shakes out as these guys continue to work here on lap 45. We'll see these guys last on pit road at lap 23 at the stage break. So we'll see how much further they can go. Looks like a couple more cars have found themselves one lap down, but that is because they have hit pit road. Larry Garnes and Jim Hubble will join the 26 of Snyder on the lap down train, as they will hope for a couple cautions here, a free pass maybe to get them back on the lead lap. But at this point, they will run out this stage as they both made their pit stops and see how it shakes out at the end of stage number 2 at the completion of lap 57. About 10 laps from now, we'll see the caution displayed again. Down the back straightaway. Still some bumping and drive. Oh no, we got a car up into the wall. Can he hold on to it? Definitely able to hold on to it. That is Brendan Mathai. Got a bump from the 91. His teammate Riley Hoots that time down the back straightaway. And that is going to get this front group all split up. Going to open the gap there as some guys start to drop back now. This got the group all split up. We'll see if we can get a replay here of this one. Let's take a look here. Keep your eye on the 491 and the 99. Just gets them into the outside fence, almost back down into the rest of the field. Everyone able to try and avoid that. Take another look from Ken Peck's perspective, as he might have gotten a piece of that 99 as it came back across. They got down into the 41. Obviously not too much damage for those cars. They're able to continue, as they have definitely dropped back as the group of cars have all come down pit road and completed their pit stops. Ken Peck, though, did not. He is out there all alone in the lead, as they will now get merged back together with the rest of the field. It's Alan Bledsoe will be the first car off of pit road. As the field will join back up here as the get back up on the speedway, and here to their outside comes the first group of 5 cars that pitted. They are looking to make some headway here and get back up into the top 10 as they easily eat up the first part of that second group. Now Purcell up into the 7th spot and rolling with the boys behind him here as they look now to the outside of the rest of this group here as they work through the tri-oval. Definitely the speed on the side of the second group this time across the line. 48 laps complete as we work our way to the end of stage number 2. They are up into 3rd spot now as Kyle Purcell in 3rd, Travis Rodriguez 4th, Dave Lafano in 5th, and Josh Hetrick in 6th. They are looking now to make a move on the other car that had pitted. That is the Bledsoe 42, as they are now making quick work of him, and they will get clear of them. Oh, a big push from the 99 sends Bledsoe flying onto the infield. Take another look at that. He was able to hold on to it. He gets a big push from his teammate right here, and then he goes, thought he had to take the bus stop that lap. Able to keep it going, though. He is back in control of that car and headed in the right direction, though. So Kyle Purcell, though, he is up front and now the race leader here on lap number 50, as they have completed their push to get back to the front of the field as they work their way down the back straightaway now. Kind of broken up, split up that group. I think the first incident with Mathai and Hoot's teammate down the back straightaway definitely jumbled up that second group. And then they all came down to pit road. Ken Pack didn't come, so he missed, I don't know if he missed pit road or just wasn't in a position where he's able to get down enough to get onto pit road. But it's opened up a, 8 car breakaway here at the front of the field. The first 8 cars now kind of open themselves up a bit of a distance, about 2 seconds back to the 9th place running car in the front of the group number 2. Still, though, Kyle Purcell leads the way here in his 01 down the back straightaway. There you see the second group on the right-hand side of the screen as they work their way down into turns 3 and 4. Lots of good racing left to go, and this one is just past the halfway point. We complete lap number 51 of 96 here from Daytona. Kyle Purcell leads the way over Rodriguez, Lorfano, Sabran, Hoots, Hetrick, Pack, who I believe will be 1 lap down at this point. No, he is not. Ken Pack not down any laps, but he is on the lead lap. I apologize for that. He is still up there fighting this one out with this front group as Purcell looks to block all the lanes at one time. Goes top to bottom, bottom to top, as that was going to open up the bottom though for Rodriguez to maybe get a move, get a spot here on the 01. Not able to do it now. The 54 will get a good run off the back bumper of the 01, dive to the inside as he looks to take the lead here at the start finish line. Looks like 54 will be the leader that time as he gets a big bump from the 79. Down into turn 1 and 2. The top 8 still running side by side, nose to tail. They work their way into turn number 2 this time. Gap back to the group behind him, getting smaller, about 1.2 seconds now. The difference between 8th and 9th. There you can see the gap shortening up there as the front group runs side by side, and the back part of the group runs nose to tail, which should give them a little additional speed. So now Sabran and Rodriguez both able to clear the nose of the 01. They're going to hold on the bottom. No one will slip up in front of him quite yet as they work their way back through the tri-oval. 53 down here at Daytona. Field works their way back down into turn number 1. Now the second half of this lead group able to catch up and close the door as we got one big group at the front again. Being led by the 54, Curtis Sabrin over the 79 and Rodriguez, and it's door to door for third with Lorfano and Purcell there. Inside, outside, respectively. Hetrick's Hoots behind those two as they push and shove into turn number 3. Pretty much a dead heat that time across the line for the 54 and the 01 as they work their way back down to turn number 1. 13 cars in the lead group at this point there. A good group of Toyotas, Fords, and Chevrolets as they work their way down the front straightaway. So that was the back straightaway. Purcell going to lead that one as we get to the final lap of stage number 2. Completion of this lap, we'll see the caution flag displayed, and the cars will be at the end of stage number 2. Down the back straightaway, Purcell continues to lead the way, looking to pick up that all-important playoff bonus point for the stage win. Now Hoots makes a big move to the inside. He is going to cut the nose on the 54. That's going to propel him up into first place through the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. Purcell still holding on for second. Big push from the 54. Gets the 91. A little shape still. A little cattywampus, but they come down across the line. Who's it going to be? The 91. Or sorry, the 01 it looks like. Will pick up the stage victory. That time at the line. Still showing the 01 as the stage winner. So we'll let iRacing get the cars back in order this time, and then we will be able to give you a better idea of the finishing results of stage number 2. But it looks like Kyle Purcell may have picked up the stage victory in that one. Over Riley Hoots, Ken Pack, Curtis Sabern, Mike Kurdzielek will be the top 5. Then you have Travis Rodriguez, Eric Thornton, Dave Lerfano, Dave Hara, and Josh Hetrick in the top 10. So the field will look to join the tail end or the back side of the pace car this time. Out of turn number 2, it should join them on the back straightaway. We're going to take a quick step away. We'll be right back to cover pit stops and the lineup once we get the field back off of pit road. You're watching the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League Cup Series, race number 25 of the regular season, and 2 races left here before the end of the regular season as we get set to set the field for the playoffs. As we are at the end of stage number 2 here from Daytona, we look to bring you the end of this one here, about 35 or so laps to go when we go back green flag racing here at Daytona. So happy you could tune in. Glad to be part of your Tuesday evenings here after a week off last week. We are back on the air tonight as the field will work their way down out of turn number 4. Looks like the race off of pit road run by the 88 of Eric Thornton. Behind him will be the 01 of Kyle Purcell, Riley Hoots, Ken Pack, Cam Harris, your top 5. Michael Kurdzielek, Travis Rodriguez, Curtis Sabern, Josh Hetrick, Dave Hara, your top 10. James Nelson, Brendan Mathia, Alan Bledsoe, Dave Lorfano, Kelly Thomas, 11 through 15. Chad Snyder, Tyrone Yo, Larry Garnes, and Jim Hubble are 16 through 19. Tommy Osborne unable to finish this one with us tonight, and same with Tyler Nelson, as 2 cars will not be able to see the full distance of this one. As the pace car lights go out on top of that iRacing pace car, that means one thing: we are headed for a restart here, as they get doubled up behind that beautiful machine, working through turns 1 and 2, I believe, as we get set. As I mentioned, 35 laps to go as we work our way to the end of the 240 miles, or 96 laps, at Daytona. So again, another clean and free stage number 2. A couple of incidents that saw some cars get loose, a couple cars up into the wall, but not significant damage that put anyone out of the race or caused a caution. So we are caution free from racing incidents up to this point. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, feet crossed, as we work the last 36 laps to the end of this one here in Daytona, the Disney World 240 on the Sim World Racing Network. My name, as always, is Nathan Christensen, the voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Glad you could be with us here this evening. Pace car will drop to the infield, the field under the control of the 88 Thornton machine, as he will work into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and we are back racing from Daytona. Field goes rip-roaring down into turn number 1, side by side, nose to tail, this time into 1 and 2. Pretty even opening lap of stage number 3. The first 3 cars on the inside and the outside remain side by side, as Sabrin in the 54 looks to close the gap to the back of the Kurgelek 41 to gain some positions there on that outside line, as they will go 5 deep. 2 deep, 5 long, as they work down into turn 1 and 2. Through turns 3 into turn 4, looks like the 81 is the big pusher right now. Going to work on the back bumper of the 88 down the back straightaway. That time he is being extra aggressive as the tension ratchets up here as we work towards the end of this one. On board the GamerTube Elite Cam, looking at the back of the number 88 being pushed down back straightaway by the 91. Big run there, big push. All those guys get jammed up back there as they push down the back straightaway. As we are riding on board the 88, looks like 2 cars able to use the top side to their advantage and get clear of the 88. That is the PEC 16 and the 01 of Kyle Purcell down across the line. Purcell will lead that lap now. The Hoots 91 will go to the outside of the Thornton 88 down into turns 1 and 2, as they will look to form 2 lines up again, see if they can get some momentum on the outside. We are 31 laps away from the end of this one, but still lots of racing to go as they work out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to be the 0-1 on the inside, the 91 on the outside. As the 91 gets a big push from the Kurgelek 41. He's going to get help from the 54 and the 75. Will they be able to clear and drop to the inside? Not quite yet, as that bottom will get a good run into turn number 3. Over the side drafting as they drive down the hill to close the run, to close the gap between the two sets of cars this time. But down the front straightaway, the outside, big pushes coming here from the 41 on the back of the 91. But the 0-1, he gets his own good push from this pack 16, looking down into turn number 1 and 2, see if they can carry that momentum around the bottom. As the bottom line, as I always say, seems to have an advantage in the corner, where the top side makes up the distance on the front on the straightaways. Easy for me to say, right? As they head down the back straightaway, still 7 cars deep, 2 cars wide. We got a bit of a checkup on the outside line. That's going to kill all the momentum from the top side. They are going the wrong way in a one-way train. They'll be able to regroup now as Pack will pull up in front of the 91. That's going to let Eric Thornton pull up to the back bumper of the 01. So just as quickly as they got out of formation, now we got the backside back to the top side back together, working as a group down into turn number 1. More cars on the outside than the inside at this point, so we'll see if that plays any factor into this as they work their way through 1 and 2. Again, down the long Daytona back straightaway. Looks like the top side is going to be able to pull clear of the inside. That's Pack get pushed from the 91. So he's going to get down to the bottom now. He's going to encourage Elect to the bottom with them. So that's going to leave the 91 with no help right now. That'll close the gap to the 54. That'll be able to give them a little bit of momentum here as they work off of turn number 4 back down to the line. Hoots is going to get a great run down the front straightaway. So he was able to clear the 16. Not quite yet. The 16 keeps it side by side at the rear quarter panel down into turn number 1. Lots of juking and driving. Now Hoots drives down to the bottom. He'll cut the nose of the 16 as they work their way out of turn number 2. Hoots to the point on the bottom. He's getting a push from Peck, but don't look now as the 75 and the 54 hook themselves up. They go 3 wide down the back straightaway. 99 follows them through, as well as the 42, putting Hoots out to dry on the top side. He will drop all the way back to about the 10th position from first place on that move there by the 54 and the 75. Big push out of the 75 as they hit the tri-oval on the front straightaway through the Geico restart zone down across the line. Curtis Saburn's going to lead lap number 69. Excuse me. Field continues to work side by side. This time the advantage goes to the bottom side through turns 1 and 2. As the 16 of Peck, the 41 of Kurgelek, and the 01 of Purcell get a great run there on the bottom. But the top side's got it rolling again as down the straightaway. Big push from the 75 onto the back of the 54. That's going to propel him back to the top of the scoring pylon. Just maybe temporarily though, as the bottom gets the wheels rolling and they roll back around the 54. Drag race down the front straightaway. It's going to be looks like the 54 with a huge push from the 75 right under the back bumper of the 54. They're going to be the leaders at the line. Will they drop down to the bottom? They sure will. They're going to bring the 99 with them. No, they're not. Yes, they are. No. 99 will stay to the top to get some help from the teammate. He thinks better of that and drops down into line in front of the pack 16. That's going to leave the 42 high and dry. Falls back to the nose of the 27. Inside making a good push here as the 99 pulls back out of the line to try to get back his teammate there in the 42. Now a big shove from the 27. That's going to put the 42 way down onto the infield grass, as that was just bad timing on the push, with the front car going much slower than the 2 drafting up on him. Hopefully the 42 able to stay in the draft, but at this point he is on the tail end of this lead group, just barely hanging on from what I can tell. But back up at the front of this one, it's Kurgelek in the middle there in the 41, as we now have one line of cars running the bottom side, single file nose to tail down into turns 1 and 2. That's the first time this race we've seen a group of single file racing at the front of the field. 2, 4, 6, 8 cars in a A single file breakaway at this point. You got Saber and you got James Nelson. You got the 16 of Ken Pack, the 41 of Kurtzlek Purcell, and the 01, the 88 of Thornton, the 99 of Mathai, and the 79 of Travis Juggles Rodriguez leading as they come back down around a complete lap number 71. 24 laps to go that time at the line for the field as we are into the last portion of this race. As the field continues to run single file all the way back through to the 15th position there. You can see them all hugging that bottom line down into turn number 3 and 4. Continuing to be led though by the 54 of Curtis Sabrin over Nelson 75, Pat Kurtzlek, and Purcell, your top 5 at this point. Out of turn 4, headed back towards a travel as the back group looks to fan its wings a little. We got some side-by-side racing here a little further back. The second group led by the 15 of Hare, Tyrone Yo in the 2, Kelly Thomas in the 28. Out on the outside by himself right now, though, is Cam Harris. He looks to be dropping backwards. He's going to have to tag the back of that field, or that group, which is the 25 of Josh Hetrick. Up front, though, Curtis Sabrin continues to lead the way over Nelson and Pack here as they work down the back straightaway. 22.5 laps to go this time as they enter turns 3 and 4. Mathai looks to make a move to the outside, thinks better of it, pulls back down into line as they continue through turns 1 and 2. Still single file right through the top half of this field. Larry Garnes there in the front side of the shot. He will be looking to try to stay on the lead lap at this point as the field continues to work here. Under green flag, 22 laps to go from Daytona. You are watching the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League Cup Series, race 25 of the regular season and the 2024 season, as we are down to the nitty-gritty here in this one and of the regular season as they cross the line. 21 to go that time for Curtis Sabrin in the 54. Oh, big push by the 75. That could have got nasty. 54 still able to keep it in the gas as the 0-1 jump to the outside. See if he can make hay while the sun shines, but looks like he might be going the wrong way at this point now as the inside group stayed tight nose to tail as the 01 now looks to drop back down in line in front of the 99. As the tension ratchets up here as we get towards the final 20 laps of this one. They work down the front straightaway through the trial down into turn number 1. Still going to be 54, 75, 16. The top 3, 41, 88. Now the top 5 as the 01 has dropped back into the 6th position. Behind him, Mathia 99 and Rodriguez 79 will be the end of the first group. That is the top 8 cars on track. They have a gap of about 1 second back to the second group that is being led currently by Hillbilly Dave Hara, Kelly Thomas, Alan Bledsoe, Riley Hoots, all in that one. Tyrone Yo, that is the 25 of Hetrick, and Cam Harris's 27. Looks like a few cars have started the pit stop cycle. Looks like the Fano 8 and the Snyder 26 have been on to pit road to complete their pit stops. They will be, you should see them here momentarily as the field will come by at speed there as the 2 Toyotas who have completed their final pit stop of the evening as the field will work by them on the outside. Hopefully they will be able to hold on to the tail end draft of one of these 2 groups as it continues to be the 54 of Sabrin up front continuing to lead the way. Again, single file racing for a good part of stage 3 so far as we work our way down to 18 laps to go this time at the line. Still single file, nose to tail for all of these cars that remain on the lead lap and in contention for the victory here this evening. From Daytona, 17 laps to go as they work their way through turns 3 and 4, coming to 16. And when will someone think they can start making the move? Not quite yet, as we still got a little bit to go here, and around the pit stops for most of the field still left to happen as we work our way down across the line, working our way into turns 1 and 2 with 16 laps to go. Continue to watch this race develop every lap, but we're still single file as we work here towards 15 to go. Hopefully we can get these pit stops done and cleaned, and green pit stops will make for an exciting finish to this one as we will ride on board the back of the 54 car. Come back down the hood of the 75 Autoserve Nelson machine as they work turns 1 and 2 this time. Looks like we got something brewing though, as it looks like those second group of cars have been able to close the gap as they will start now to make the move on the outside there. As you can see, the two groups have joined back to make one group as we head down the back straightaway. As look at this battle to pit road. Oh my goodness, everyone's trying to get in there. Some bumping and banging and beating and scuffing and bumping as everyone heads on down pit road. Oh, Travis looks like he missed his box, so he will have to back it up. Kurt Gillette into his box. Should probably be a fuel only stop if I was a betting man. As here comes Thornton, Hillbilly, Purcell, Sabrin, Pack, 75 and Nelson, Rodriguez, and the Kurt Gillette 41. Everyone makes it off of pit road without issue. Maybe, hopefully there's no penalties at that point. Looks like everyone is clean and green. As we will join here as we look to see the group get back up to speed here on the back straightaway. And it looks like the rest of the group, or the front half of the group that was left, is now on to pit road. Mathia, that's Hoots, Harris, Bledsoe, and Kelly Thomas all on pit road. As the rest of the cars, they head through the turns 3 and 4, being led right now by the by the Thornton 88 as they head through the tri-oval, and will catch this other group as they work their way back up onto the track. Here they come down into turn 1. Keep an eye on the bottom below the yellow line. You should see the other cars heading on to the Speedway. Will this group be able to get back around them, or will that group's later pit stop propel them into the front positions? As that outside row moves to the top, they're going to be able to clear Harris and Kelly, as they will make easy work of those two, but it looks like they have some work to do, as the three cars of Mathia, Bledsoe, and Hoots have a gap to the pack of about 1 second back to Eric Thornton right there. But they are lined up nose to tail, 4th through about 10th, working their way through the tri-oval at this point. See if they can build up enough steam and momentum to get them to the back bumper of the first three with 3 laps to go. As you can see, the gap closing right now between the two groups. At half a second and getting smaller as they head down the back straightaway. And make the move to the outside. Hoots goes up to block. That's going to kill the run of that entire group. Hillbilly gets up into the fence a little bit. Now Purcell will jump back down to the bottom as he will now go underneath us. Hera has lost a bunch of steam after getting into that outside wall. He will drop back a gaggle of positions, but now Thornton goes back to the outside. We'll try to bring Purcell with him in the 01, the 54, the 79 also jump to the top side as they look to make passes here down the back straightaway, get in a better position. 10 laps to go that time at the line, so just 9.5 to go as they work the halfway point of the back straightaway, back down into turns 3 and 4. Thornton jumps back down to the bottom. He's going to get in front of the 54. Sabrin, who's got the 75, is pusher of James Nelson right on his back bumper now, and they're going to bring Rodriguez through with them underneath the 01. Ken Pack also looking to make a move to the inside of the Purcell 01. Riley Hoots gets out of line. He will jump up to the top side. We got a wreck. They are wrecking on the front straightaway at Daytona, as we have a handful of cars involved in this one. The Thornton 88, the 54 of Sabrin, the 27 of Harris, Travis Rodriguez also involved. Looks like Dave Hare caught a piece of that one, maybe Kelly Thomas. So let's take a look at the replay here quickly. So just some heavy pushing, and unfortunately back down the racetrack, got into the back of the 88 of Thornton, put him around, and then they kind of just stacked up behind that. And we're unfortunately able to continue. Looks like not too much damage to everybody. So we'll take a look here so you can see a big push coming. They go to the outside, then they come back down across, and they just get into that back bumper, the 88, and then all heck ensues as the 75 loses his nose, but gets it back as he slides to a stop. Doesn't really hit the wall, so shouldn't be a need for a tow or anything. Looks like he's able to drive away to get back to pit road, so that's good, as he will join the tail end of the field. So 8 laps to go. The caution comes out, and we will have a run to the finish here. We'll see what develops here, as pit stops are sure to happen here for some of these guys. It looks like James Nelson has the meatball flag, as well as Eric Thornton with the meatball flag, so they will definitely have to come down pit road to the attention of their pit crew. If Larry Garnes wasn't involved, he should be the recipient of the lucky dog this time under this first caution for incident, third caution of the race. Only other 2 cautions tonight were for the stage end at 1 and 2. This, like I said, the third caution of the event. First one for incident as the field works its way down past the pit road opening. See if we have any takers. Nothing up front. Should have some takers a little further back. Yeah, as we can see a bunch of cars headed down pit road. Purcell, Hara, Rodriguez, Sabrin, Nelson, and Thornton are the cars all heading onto pit road. It's going to leave quite a few cars out there who did not pit. That will be in front of all these guys. That's good news break for Lafano and Snyder, as they are able to get track position back that they had lost earlier in the stage. As tires and fuel for most of these guys, some fast repairs also probably being used to get the damage all fixed on these machines as they head out back onto pit road. Looks like the 01 of Purcell will wait out some damage repair there on his car. Back up front for this restart, it'll be the Mathia 99. Haven't talked about him being the leader much this race. So Mathia, the league leader in wins so far year to date, is out front on this restart. Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Field is doubling up through turns 1 and 2. That means we are set to come back green flag racing this time out of turn number 4. Up front, it'll be Mathia and Bledsoe. Then you have Hoots and Ken Pack. It looks like the A28 of Kelly Thomas and the 41 of Courage Select. Tyrone Yo and Josh Hetrick's there in row number 4. Row 5 will be Lurfano and Snyder. Row 6 looks like it's going to be Sabrin and the 88 of Eric Thornton as we get to the end of the back straightaway into turn number 3. Everyone will pull those belts tight, hopefully, for this last attempt, or this first attempt to get to the end of this one. It'll be green flag with 6 laps to go. Or sorry, 5 laps to go when they get back across the line here, as we will get set to try to bring this one to the end here, as we have everyone on the lead lap is on the track at this point, so lots of cars can still win this. Everyone still in contention, and we all know how super speedway races develop. It could be a doozy of a finish as the field rolls into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and we are away racing. A great start for the inside row, as we got trouble already here, as these cars will drive and cause a caution. So caution is back out really before we could even get started. An incident between the Kelly 28 and the Ken Pack 16 is going to put us back under the caution here. You're going to see the 16 get a push from the 41, which just put him down across the nose of the 16 or the 28. And unfortunately, that is going to cause a lot of damage to some of these cars. So we'll take another look here from a different perspective. So he just gets pushed right across the nose of the 28. Nowhere for these guys to go. Unfortunately, the 79 gets involved. Then the 75 gets also hit, and he makes contact with the inside fence. So not an ideal situation here as the 75 tries to jump to the inside to avoid, makes heavy contact with that left front on the inside wall. Hopefully no mechanical flags, so that's good news. Hopefully not too much damage. Hopefully didn't break any tie rods or anything, but we'll see if he'll have to bring it to the attention of his crew, but not the restart that we were hoping for. The 4th caution of the evening comes out on the restart from the third caution, as we are trying to work our way to the end of this one. We should be able to get this going before we get to overtime. With 4 laps remaining, we should go green maybe with 2 to go, I would imagine. So shouldn't see overtime quite yet. Still a possibility though. Never say never, right? It rolls around under caution for the 4th time tonight. Hopefully we can see the white flag this time out of turn number 4, and the field can double up and we will get set to go back racing. Looks like James Nelson still on pit road under the attention of his pit crew. So obviously some damage sustained there when he made contact there with the inside fence. So obviously he'll look to get that fixed as much as he can. Field rolls through 3 and 4. Lights are out on the pace car field. We'll begin to double up for the second attempt at this restart. 3 laps to go right now. 2 laps to go when the field comes back around to the green flag. As we are getting ready to go through turns 1 and 2, the field rolls. Again, everybody on the lead lap, so don't count anyone out of this at this point as the field here continues under caution as they enter the back straightaway for final time under caution as we get set to go. So it looks like it's going to be Mathia, race leader on the outside. Hoots on the inside of row number 1. Then we're going to have Bledsoe and Kurgelek in row 2. Hetrix and Tyrone Yo in row number 3. Lerfano and Sabran in row 4. And then Snyder and Thornton row 5. Hillbilly and Purcell row 6. And then you got the 20 of Garns and the 28 of Thomas Kelly back there in row 7. Pace car to the infield. Leader on the outside. First car to fire as they enter the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out and we are back racing. 2 laps to go. The Walt Disney World 240 from Daytona. All the marbles on the line right now as they head down into turn number 1. Hoots able to clear them all on the bottom side as Tyrone Yo goes for a spin down into the infield. He comes back up across the track. No problem, no caution quite yet, but that is, as I say that, the caution comes out. So we are going to have some overtime for this one, folks. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happened there. So you can see that Tyrone just gets up as the 54 looks to make a move to the inside. He comes back down across and then back up into a bunch of other cars. Unfortunately, the 26 of Snyder and the 20 of Garns get together, and that is going to bring out the caution. Take another look here as the 54, the 2 just gets high and the 54 thinks he is going to take advantage of that. Unfortunately makes some contact and that puts the 2 in a bad spot as he will start collecting other cars behind him. Taking a look at it here at speed. Just comes back down across the nose of the 54. And then a bunch of cars involved in that one. Nowhere to go for some of them. Take a look here and you'll see Larry Garns just wrong place, wrong time as Chad Snyder comes shooting back down across the racetrack. Boom, right there into the front of this 20 car. So that is going to put us back under the caution with it'll be 3 laps to go, but that's because we are going to have some overtime racing for you tonight, folks. This restart, though, Riley Hoots will be the leader when we go back to green. So let's take a look at the top 10 cars left on track after that incident. Riley Hoots, Alan Bledsoe, Brendan Mathia, Michael Kurgelek, Dave Lerfano, Curtis Sabrin there. Also, Kyle Purcell looks to be in the clear of that accident. Josh Hetrick's got a piece of it, but not enough to bring him down pit road. The 16, Ken Pack, we saw him there on the inside of the apron, avoiding all the calamity on that last one. So he should be good to go here as we work towards the end of this one. We are working lap 97 right now, so past the scheduled race distance puts us into an overtime situation, and we'll do, I believe, 3 attempts at the overtime finish. And we know we took all 3 when we were here in February for the Daytona race, so wouldn't be too surprised if we use all 3 of our restarts here in overtime as the field continues around single file. Hopefully this time out of turn number 4 we will get the white flag. Down across the line, we'll see if the lights go out on the pace car. They do. The lights are extinguished around the 2.5 mile Speedway. Means we are getting set to try this again. Try number 2, or no, sorry, first try of All-American Racing League Cup Series overtime here from Daytona. So, same style overtime rules as the big boys in NASCAR. Got to race back to the white flag. If the field takes the white flag, next flag will end the race, whether that is a yellow or a caution. Or, sorry, a yellow or the checkered. So right now, Riley Hoots in the driver's seat in his 91. Outside him will be the 42 of Bledsoe, but right behind him, teammate Brendan Mathia in the 99. Outside Mathia in that second row will be the 41 of Kurgelek. Inside row 3 will be the 54 of Sabrin. Outside of row 3 will be the 8 of Dave Lerfano. And then Kyle Purcell inside row 4. Outside row 4 will be Josh Hetrick. 16 inside row 5. Outside row 5 looks to be the 15 of Hillbilly Dave Hara. Field will start to get doubled up this time. Through 3 and 4, close all the gaps, stop the weaving and waving, and we are getting set to go back racing here. Field tightens up as they head down to the Geico restart zone. Pace car down to pit road and out of the way. Riley Hoots, the leader, he will get a good jump in that restart zone. He is going to open a gap back to the 99 as they roll through behind the tower, of course. We can't see. Now we can see. Bledsoe's going to close the door on the 99. He's going to jump down to the bottom. Kurgelek to the outside of the 99 now into turn number 1. Riley Hoots, though, continues to lead the way over teammate Alan Bledsoe. As we got a battle here for 3rd and 4th. Now as Lerfano brings Hetrick around the outside. Kurgelek going the wrong way on a one-way street. As we got a battle of 3 cars grouped together on the top side. Here comes Chad Snyder. Here comes the 75 of James Nelson. They're going to make a move to the outside. Blocked by the 42. He gets hit by the 8. Now Hetrick will drop down to the inside. Big push to the back of the 91 from the 42. This time down the front straightaway. White flag in the air. Next flag will finish the race as it's the 8 and the 16 on the outside. They look to make a move here, but they are stuck high and dry as the 75 will roll up to the back of the 16 to give them a little help. Still the 91 and the 42 out front leading this one, though. As a big push from the 42 on the 91 gets them rolling down the back straightaway. All Riley Hoots at this point as Alan Bledsoe's got the pedal to the metal and the push is coming. They go to the inside of the Hetrick 25 down the back straightaway. That's going to clear those guys as we keep an eye on this lead group. Big pushes from the 42, but big momentum coming from the second row. The 26 and the 54. They look to move to the outside as they spin. Hoots spins down across the line. Chad Snyder picks up the win. Chad Snyder picks up the win and locks himself into the playoffs. What a finish here as teammate Alan Bledsoe spins Riley Hoots out of the way and scores the victory for Chad Snyder. Big win on that one. We'll have to take a look at the replay coming to the checkered flag to see how it all shook out here. 1 second. We'll see if we can find it. What a finish to this one. Another exciting finish. 2 weeks in a row, or sorry, 2 races in a row. As we will take a look here as Hoots gets spun out by his teammate Bledsoe. Big win for Chad Snyder right there at the start-finish line. We'll see if we can get a word with our top 3 finishers tonight. And we will be right back after here with some interviews. Hey Alan, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Congrats on your 3rd place finish. Obviously a disappointing end for your teammate there. You and him kind of got into it a bit off of turn 4. And obviously not the finish you wanted as a team, but a strong 3rd place finish for you.
Well, I'm not going to be selfish here. That was, I really wish Riley had, I mean, for some reason he blinked out for a second and he blinked twice up in the middle line, and I was like, okay, what do I do here? So I kind of drifted up, and when he got solid down on the bottom, I tried going back down, but I saw Chad coming with a heck of a run, and I did everything I possibly could to try and keep Riley in front of me, and it didn't work.
Well, at the end of the day, still a solid 3rd place finish for you, and you'll be able to regroup for next week heading to Darlington.
Yeah, I feel like Riley should get an honorary interview here, but that's not how it works.
All right, thanks.
Yep, I'll talk to you hopefully next week.
Thanks, Alan. Okay, we'll see if we can grab a word now with 2nd place finisher tonight, Kyle Purcell here in the 01. 1 second here, bear with me. Hey Kyle, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Big second place finish for you, just by a few millimeters, I would imagine, but still a solid second place, I think.
Yeah, it was wild. We had, 88 laps of no wrecking at Daytona with hard racing, tight racing, and huge pushes back and forth. I mean, that was about as good as you can get from a Daytona race. A couple of tight final restarts with an insane finish. I mean, I think pretty much everybody's happy with it except for the people that lost it at the end. And even they probably have to admit it's a great race. So overall, just awesome by everyone in the league.
Definitely was a good show we put on. Thanks for the interview, and hopefully we can talk to you here coming up in a few races here as the playoffs start.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, that was second place finisher Kyle Purcell. We'll see if we can get a word with tonight's winner. And first win on the air for Chad Snyder here. Just give me a second. We'll see if we can find Chad. Hey Chad, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Mr. Right place at the right time tonight. How's that feel? Get that big win this year.
Man, I forgot what good luck felt like. We just kind of hung around all night and stayed out of trouble and everything, and just was really that got caught up in that second to last caution. Actually, that was the last caution, excuse me. And came in, got my fast repair, and went ahead and filled it with fuel and got new tires there, and just got really fortunate there. Was able to get. I think Josh moved up to block the 88 on the backstretch and gave me a lane to the bottom, and I had Curtis giving me a huge shove on the inside, and I knew at that point we had a chance, and just tried to stay in line behind the 42 as long as I could, and then just made a last-ditch move to the top and had really good momentum because Curtis was still latched on to me. Caught a little bit of a break, I think, with the 91 spinning up in front of me. It didn't really slow me down and was still able to get to the finish line. And, man, just like you guys have been watching, it's been a struggle for us this year. We've had good speed almost every week, and just everything bad that could happen to us has. And it's just so good. Feels so good to have good luck for once.
Well, just want to say congrats on the big win. Obviously locked you into the playoffs. You're in a good spot coming in, but this definitely locks it up. You can go have some fun next week at Darlington and put a charge on in the playoffs here in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir, man. It takes a lot of pressure off in Darlington next week, so we can go out there and have some fun. My goal tonight was just to have fun, and, man, we did that. So, yeah, looking forward to going and doing this a few more times before it's over with. But real quick, just want to thank my sponsors, Blues Race Designs, Noah Owens. If you guys need a paint scheme, go to Blues Race Designs. He is the absolute best in the business. He's why my race cars look so good. Also want to thank my buddy BJ Anderson at Rebellion Graphics. He's been on the car for a long time. And and something I've waited a very long to say. I just want to say this one's for Chase.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chad. And hopefully we can talk to you a few more times before the season's over.
Thanks, Nathan. Man, you do a great job. Thanks for what you do.
No problem. That was tonight's winner in the number 26 Blues Race Design Toyota. That is Chad Snyder picking up the win. So we'll take another quick look here at the finish if we can find it. As we come crack to the checkered flag here, you can see the 91 blinks out, the 41 makes a move, and across the front of the 26 he goes and then just picks up the victory by a matter of inches over the 0-1 here as they work through the infield. Look at that, slipping and sliding as the 91 flies back across traffic. Big win for Chad Snyder tonight from Daytona. I just want to take a quick look here at the final rundown before we head it out and call it a night. Let's see if we can get the final results here on screen if I know what I'm doing. Usually I don't, but we'll make it up anyways. So let's see the results here. So there you go. On screen is the final results from tonight's event, as tonight's winner, Chad Snyder over Kyle Purcell, Alan Bledsoe. Curtis Sabrin holds on to 4th place. Dave Hara collects the 5th spot. Ken Pack, Josh Hetricks, Michael Kurgelek, Brendan Mathia, and Travis Rodriguez will round out the top 10. Then you have Dave Lerfano, Larry Garnes, James Nelson. Riley Hoots will end up in 14th after leading with about 50 feet to go. Kelly Thomas, Cam Harris will finish Kelly Thomas finishes his last car on the lead lap. Cam Harris will finish 1 lap down to the field. And then Tyrone Yo, Eric Thornton, 6 laps off the pace. Jim Hubble, Tom Osborne, and Tyler Nelson, unfortunately unable to complete the race tonight. We'll take DNFs. As like I said to Chad, we will head to the last race of the regular season. We will head to Darlington next week. 220 laps around the high-banked, fast Darlington Speedway. Thanks for joining us here on the SimWorld Racing Network from Daytona. My name is Nathan Christensen. Glad you could all join us tonight. See you next week for the final round of the regular season as we hit Darlington for 220 laps.